stuck building weapons for a demon who took everything. This time I will get things done. It's called Sichuan's Supreme King. Before we start, I just want to thank everyone for the support and for returning back. I am grateful. Thanks again. Now to the chapter. Our story begins in a blacksmith's forge. We hear the sounds of hammer striking metal. A large man works alone, sparks flying with every hit, lighting the room. He lifts his hammer once more and strikes the steel he's working on. This old man is creating something important. But as he works, his conscience speaks to him, questioning if he will succeed. The blacksmith ignores it and continues swinging his hammer. His conscience persists, asking if he's really going through with his revenge. The blacksmith finally speaks, telling his conscience to get lost if it's only going to talk nonsense. But his conscience ignores this and questions if it's because of his guilt, commenting that the burning determination he shows now, he should have used earlier. It's a little late now. The blacksmith strikes the metal once more with a heavy smack, sparks flying from the hit. His mind fades into the past. He sees himself looking up at a lady as he calls out the name Seolha. Then another memory appears, a raised flag signaling conquest. Buildings crumble to the ground. The blacksmith kneels before the destruction, and we see why. An image of his late father appears, showing how he found him. Anger and frustration grew across his face as he screamed out in rage, cursing at the people who did this to him and swearing revenge on everyone responsible. Back in the present, the blacksmith puts down his hammer. His conscience folds its arms and reminds him that he's talking about revenge when he was the one who created the killing weapons. Then it becomes serious and tells him it's a bit late. The blacksmith closes his eyes, thinking for a moment on what he just remembered. He opens them and comments that he doesn't care. He steels his resolve, his eyes showing determination, and states that his resolve will not change. Time has passed. We see a person holding a box. It's the blacksmith. He stands there thinking of the blood cult's blacksmith. For the last 15 years, he has been living as their tool, the demon craftsman. He thinks about everything that's happened as he arrives in front of a massive building. He knows the tragedies he's created with his own hands won't change. Looking up, he sees the building's nameplate. With a determined look, he knows the things he's done in the past won't change anything, so with his own hands now, he's going to end it. A voice screams out that the demon craftsman has arrived as the blacksmith begins his revenge. The place is massive, thousands of people lined up on both sides. The same voice screams for everyone to bow down as everyone shouts, "Long live the demon!" The voice belongs to a standing figure, a general, who states that the demonic sect has descended upon the mortal world and conquered the plains for the last 15 years. The blood cult has ascended as the true master of the martial world. Everyone watches respectfully as the general speaks again, commenting that the Supreme Lord made this all possible. Everyone screams, "All praise the blood demon lord." We see the monarch figure sitting relaxed, looking unconcerned. A glowing red aura surrounds him, his eyes glowing red as he looks at his general. The blacksmith walks forward as everyone else remains respectful. The general shows his respect to the demon lord and states that the demon craftsman has arrived to present the 11th divine weapon. The blacksmith takes a step forward, thinking that what he is about to do will not clear him of his past crimes, and he understands that. He takes a knee and presents the weapon to the general, raising it before him. The general looks down with a firm expression, then opens the weapon box. But something catches the general's eye. He looks down at the box, confused, and comments that there's nothing inside. Yet we can clearly see a dagger floating, surrounded by purple aura. It slowly lifts up and points in the direction of the general. The blacksmith's eyes tighten as he thinks. Today he'll end everything. He readies the weapon he created. The general stands there shocked as the demon lord just sits. The blacksmith dashes forward. The general screams, asking what trickery he's done and calling him scum, but it's too late. The general is taken down by the blacksmith with incredible speed as he dashes toward his true target. The general looks down at his wound, beginning to understand what just happened. The blacksmith, in full rage, dives forward with the weapon he created. He throws it at full speed, moving at incredible velocity toward the demon lord. The weapon closes in, but the demon lord hasn't even moved. He looks completely unimpressed, acting like nothing's wrong. The weapon hits, creating a massive shockwave that goes through the building as everyone tries to hide from it. But something's wrong. The blacksmith looks confused. Now we see why. The demon lord lifts one finger and blocks the attack, still looking unimpressed. The blacksmith can't believe it. He's taken no damage. Not wanting to give up, the blacksmith begins channeling a martial skill. Glowing purple energy surrounds his hand. He channels more power into the weapon, and the demon lord notices. With all his might, the blacksmith puts everything he has into the strike. He thinks about how the blood demon martial arts passed down to him will be the thing that takes down the demon lord. Even if he has to sacrifice everything. His life, his energy, everything. With everything he has, the weapon pushes through the demon lord's hand, but the lord still looks calm, even as the weapon draws close to his eyes. The blacksmith screams that he'll be the one to end him here, and throws everything he has. The weapon connects. We see the lord being pushed back as he smashes into the wall, trying to hold back the weapon. The collision of the martial skill is powerful as everyone tries to protect themselves. One person watching curses the blacksmith and questions how he has such powerful martial arts. The attack finishes. The lord can't be seen. There's too much dust. The blacksmith wonders if it's done. Suddenly, the blacksmith coughs up a lot of blood and leans forward in pain, understanding that it took everything he had. He thinks, finally, he did it. But suddenly a voice comments that it's amusing. The blacksmith can't believe it. He knows this voice. He's visibly shocked. The scene is unbelievable. The demon lord removes the weapon from his face and comments that the dagger doesn't have a form and can't be sensed. He gathers his own energy into the weapon, acting as if nothing's wrong, despite missing half his face. He comments that the weapon is definitely worthy of being a divine artifact and gives it the name, the Formless Dagger. The blacksmith, worn out with nothing left to give, questions how he could see the formless dagger and, the bigger question, how is he still alive with half his face missing? But he doesn't have time to think. The demon lord grabs him. His face has already started to heal as he lifts the blacksmith up. The blacksmith, in pain and holding onto the demon lord's arm, looks down in confusion. The demon lord questions why his faithful servant does not understand as he holds the formless weapon. He looks at him, fully healed from the attack, and states that even if he is a descendant of the Sichuan Tang clan, he's wasting his time with revenge. The blacksmith, in pain, doesn't care. He did his best. He squeezes out the words, telling him not to run his mouth about his clan. The demon lord doesn't care. He just tightens his grip and states, "This is a waste." Now the blacksmith's internal energy is gone, and he has no reason to keep him alive. But the blacksmith doesn't care. He tells him to shut up and curses him to eternity. The lord ignores it and comments that he hopes the blacksmith's expectations will be met when the time comes. He gathers energy into the formless dagger and aims it toward him, stating that he's going to give the blacksmith his final gift. The demon lord starts talking in a language the blacksmith can't understand, speaking so fast it's just gibberish. The blacksmith goes to say something, but it's too late. He's lifted into the air at incredible speed. He can only watch in horror as he looks down and sees the demon lord channeling energy into the weapon he created. His eyes glow red as he lifts his hand, channels more energy, and sends the dagger at the blacksmith. Hopeless, the blacksmith can't do anything. He can only watch as the demon lord returns the favor. The dagger hits him smack in the head. Falling back, the blacksmith wonders where it all went wrong as he falls toward the ground. His mind starts to wander into a sea of nothingness. He thinks about how he was unlucky to be born with a deformed dantian, but later discovered he could create divine artifacts instead. He regrets that he was never able to live the way he wanted, at least once. As his mind fades further, he wonders if he could have done anything had he known his future. His mind goes dark. He slowly opens his eyes in the sea of nothingness, wondering if things would have been different. He looks up and sees the light, trying to reach out for it. But on the day that the demonic cult reached the pinnacle of power, the life of the best divine craftsman under the heavens, the demon craftsman, Dang Sewun, had come to an end. His mind wanders back into darkness, but in that darkness he hears noises. He wonders what it is as the noises get louder and louder. He slowly opens his eyes and sees food, then closes them, thinking it's a dream. Suddenly, a hand slams onto the table, screaming and getting his attention. He looks over and sees a person, a young person who's visibly angry. He's not even sure why. The person questions if he's listening, but the protagonist is more concerned about where he is. He starts looking around. He sees a servant watching them because of the angry guy making noise. His head is sore from all the noise, but he also sees people eating. Still confused, he wonders why he's still breathing, and that everything here seems so real. He wonders what happened to the demon lord. Suddenly, the angry person in front of him stands up, annoyed that he hasn't responded. Someone calls out to him, commenting that he needs to snap out of it as the angry person walks toward him. The protagonist just looks up, still confused, and sees a hand above him. The angry person comments that a dog needs to come to his senses, and smacks the protagonist on the side of the head, sending him a few steps back. He reaches up where the angry person hit him on the face. He's still confused, but knows he's feeling pain, so this can't be a dream, right? The angry person, confident about what he did, questions if the protagonist is awake now. But the protagonist finally realizes who these people are. It's Ju Nampyeong and Mein Guk, Lee Ho-seong. He suddenly remembers something. He quickly looks behind them and sees the young lady on the ground crying. She covers herself, crying, and calling out to the protagonist. Instantly, the protagonist remembers his past and recalls the person who passed away in his memories. He starts to remember. He looks down at the table. For sure, this is now 16 years ago. Right now, this is a celebration for Lee Ho-seong's acceptance. He became the Martial Alliance leader's disciple. He recalls a harsh memory. This was the day that Seoul was violated, and he couldn't protect her. He looks at her, and she's looking at him for help. He resolves himself, looks at her, and confirms that it's definitely that day, and he's not dreaming. He slowly removes his jacket. He doesn't care what day it is or where he is. It doesn't matter. He kneels down to her and reassures her that it's going to be fine as he places his jacket around her. He tells her he'll sort this out while Lee Ho-seong looks confused. He places both hands on her shoulders and apologizes that he couldn't protect her back then. He thinks that even if this is a dream, he will change everything here. But Lee Ho-seong has seen enough. He's getting more annoyed and goes to strike the protagonist once more, questioning what he's mumbling about. But now, the protagonist is annoyed. He stops the strike and grabs his wrist without looking at him. He comments he'll give him one chance. He'll only accept an apology if it's done respectfully, as a human should. Lee Ho-seong smacks his hand away, commenting that she was the one that seduced him first and that he followed her actions and did nothing wrong. He questions if the protagonist wants to die over this, but the protagonist, dusting himself off and slowly getting up, comments that his sister was truly wise in what she did. She did the right thing and rejected his marriage proposal. Lee Ho-seong looks upset and tells him to stop talking or he'll shut him up. But the protagonist doesn't care and mocks him, commenting that he too would reject his proposal, just looking at his face. This angers Lee Ho-seong. His face goes red as he screams for him to shut up. But the protagonist doesn't stop. He comments that he also smells bad and questions how anyone could like him. Lee Ho-seong reaches for his sword. He's had enough and grips his sword. The protagonist, calm and unaffected, comments that his attitude is even uglier than his appearance, which is hard for any person to ignore, and is probably why he's still unmarried. Lee Ho-seong dashes forward to attack, commenting that the protagonist won't have a mouth to run once he's dealt with him. He attacks, thinking this will be easy, but the protagonist just dodges ever so slightly. This annoys him even more. He can't believe he was able to dodge and curses at him. But the protagonist can only think, isn't it forbidden for righteous sex to do surprise attacks? Lee Ho-seong attacks again, and one more time. Each attack more desperate to hit. But the protagonist can only think about his previous life. How he wasn't able to resist, and just got beaten as he dodges the attacks. Having seen enough, he jumps back to create space between them. The protagonist smiles with a sinister grin and mocks him, commenting if that was all it took for him to attack as he reaches for his weapons. Lee Ho-seong is now frustrated. He calls the protagonist arrogant, thinking he's strong just because he dodged. The protagonist dashes in to meet him. Just before their attacks connect, Lee Ho-seong uses a martial arts skill, commenting that the protagonist won't get lucky again. It's over. The attack connects. The protagonist is blocking as the sword swings down on his two weapons. But Lee Ho-seong is now worried and concerned. He can't believe his eyes as the protagonist grins, commenting, "Did you think I would go down with just that?" In the confusion, the protagonist makes the most of it and goes to counterattack. He slightly moves one of his weapons to change the balance of the attack. Lee Ho-seong is sent off balance and looks confused as the protagonist pushes the blade away, creating an opening. He sees his point of attack and quickly makes the best of the opportunity, attacking him. The attack connects, sending Lee Ho-seong flying back. He He bounces and recovers, sliding along the ground, visibly in pain. The protagonist has had enough. He's ready to finish this. His eyes glow red as killing intent is revealed. He's not going to hold back anymore. Lee Ho-seong can sense the change and is now worried. He can see this fight is serious now. In an instant, the protagonist moves at great speed like a blur, stepping forward ready to attack. His eyes glow red, his aura surrounding him as he locks onto his target, going in for the attack. Lee Ho-seong is frozen. The protagonist swaps hands with his weapon and grabs it, going in. Lee Ho-seong is now scared, fearing for his life. He tries to call out for the protagonist to stop, but it's too late. In one fell swoop, the attack connects, sending his sword arm flying into the air. Lee Ho-seong drops to his knees in pain after losing an arm, gritting his teeth. But then he hears the protagonist call out, saying it's not over yet, it's early. He stands over him with killing intent, staring with his red eyes, locking onto him. Lee Ho-seong is fearful for his life, but the protagonist just states, "We're just getting started." Lee Ho-seong looks back, scared and confused, questioning how someone like him from a worthless fallen family of the Sichuan Tang clan could do this. He questions what trickery he used, knowing he can't even use his dantian. In that moment, the protagonist has memories of his previous life, reminders of why he can't let that happen again, and needs to steel his resolve to make sure it doesn't happen. He's brought back when he hears Lee Ho-seong state that he will get him back for this no matter what. But the protagonist's eyes are cold. He does not care. In his previous life, he's experienced far too much to care right now. The protagonist steps forward and comments that Lee Ho-seong is correct about one thing. Lee Ho-seong tries to crawl back, demanding that the protagonist not come closer. He readies both his weapons to end this and comments that he is not a righteous hero and does not care, but he's got a score to settle with them for what happened. Lee Ho-seong starts to cry, seeing the protagonist get closer. The protagonist, confident, looks at him and points his weapons toward him, stating that the next attack will be his end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like. It really helps me out.